All right, all right. Welcome everybody in. Another live show, Sports Talk with the Deal Maker. My good buddy, Gamecock Chuck, right beside me. We're going to talk about a lot of things today. Who's in? Who's out of the CFP? What's your opinion on it? South Carolina Gamecocks trying to hire an OC. There's a lot of rumors going around on who they're going to hire. A lot of different things to discuss. But if you're in here, first thing we want you to do is hit the thumbs up. Second thing we want you to do, if you're not subscribed to these channels, I'm Sports Talk with the Deal Maker. This is my channel. My good friend, there we go. Am I pointing at you the right way now?
Yeah.
My good friend and co-host is Gamecock Chuck. Go to his channel, subscribe to his channel. Topic of the day, I think the whole world's been watching, is CFP selection committee selected 12 teams to be in the CFP. And I got a lot to say about it. Before we get into it, I want to welcome my co-host, Gamecock Chuck. What's happening, man?
Oh, not much, man. Just trying to stay warm and just enjoying the day to relax, hopefully. So that's about all that's going on around here.
Were you able to relax after CFP went live at 4:00? I mean, did you anticipate some of what you saw?
Yeah, for the most part. I thought it played out pretty much like it did. Like I told you earlier, I was a little disappointed in the chairman, I guess, of the committee, his explanation of some of the things. But overall, I think they got a pretty good. They did it. They got their. If they go by their criteria, they got everybody in that should have been in, I guess. You can bitch about, one or two teams, but at the end of the day, like you said, they set these rules about the group or the five best conference or the five highest ranked conference champions getting in, and they adhere to it. They got all five of them in. Whether we like the group of fives getting two teams in, that's neither here nor there. That's the ACC's fault. The ACC shouldn't have shit down their leg all year. SMU, Miami, Georgia Tech, all them teams that were right there that needed to be in the ACC championship game. They should have took care of business. We wouldn't be dealing with this two group of fives in. So that's the only thing I have a problem with, I guess.
Well, and I appreciate that, but let's just put it out there if nobody knows. We'll start from one, which would be Indiana, rightfully so. They jumped Ohio State because they won, championship Saturday, which was yesterday. Ohio State's number 2. Number 3 would be the Georgia Bulldogs. They beat the ever-living dog piss out of Alabama. That was tough.
Yeah.
Number 4 is Texas Tech. Number 5 will be Oregon. Number 6 will be the Ole Miss Rebels, led by new head coach and also play caller that is employed by LSU. We can get into that too. He's coming back to coach them.
Oh yeah.
Number 7 will be Texas A&M. Number 8, Oklahoma. Number 9 will be Alabama. Number 10, the U, Miami. If y'all don't know what the U is. Number 11 would be the Green Wave of Tulane, and number 12 is James Madison University. That's where we're at. I have my opinion on it, and I'm just going to start now. Last night or yesterday, we were watching the game, right? You had a live stream. I jumped on for a few minutes.
Yeah.
And everybody said, well, Alabama's getting, beat by a boat paddle, basically. They're not going to get in. But I had a hunch. They always give Alabama, the nod. Somehow or another, they find a way to get Alabama in. Hold on a minute. Let's read some comments here. David Green, the hitter, 420. Thank you for being in, buddy. Carolina Jackpot's in. Alabama has the worst loss of any playoff team. I don't think they deserve to be. But a lot has to do with the name on the jersey. You all know that. They totally ignored their week 1 bed shitting against Florida State, but held one against Notre Dame. All right, Jackpot, I agree with you. I agree with you. Now, I am a SEC homer. I'll be the first one to admit it. But at the end of the day, here's my question. How in the hell does anybody believe that Alabama should be there by getting boat raced? I agree with you there. They should have never made it in. I would have put a damn Vanderbilt in. I swear I would have before I did Alabama or Texas. But does anybody with two working brain cells that follows college football thinks that James Madison University can even put on a showing against Dan Lanning and the Oregon Ducks or the damn Green Wave? I mean, didn't Ole Miss beat them by 60 already?
35, yeah. Well, like I said earlier, the whole problem is ACC, man. It has nothing to do. You can't hold James Madison and Tulane. You can't hold them accountable for the ACC and being bad. They did what they had to do to win their conference championships. Okay, and the playoff committee shouldn't have said the 5 highest ranked conference champions. They should have did something different. They shouldn't have had the 5 highest ranked because they went out and did what they had to do, regardless of what we think they can compete with Ole Miss or whoever. They did what they had to do to get there, and it's the committee's fault. It's the ACC's fault for not putting the best 2 teams in Charlotte last night to win the conference championship.
But I mean, my point is this: this is a multi-billion-dollar operation. We all agree with that, right?
Oh yeah.
And it only lasts for 4 months, 5 months at best. How the hell did we get here? How did we get here? It doesn't make sense to me. There's no rhyme or reason of the powers to be to sit in a room and make the rules up conference champs, right? Okay. They might be the conference champs of the Sun Belt. Do you think a Sun Belt team, you know what? Let's use Coastal Carolina, for example. A Coastal Carolina team came and played a shitty South Carolina team and got absolutely run out of the building. So do you think Tulane or James Madison stands a chance in hell against Oregon or Ole Miss?
No,
really?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the committee made them rules. Now, if they would have left either one of them teams out, then they would be going against their rules, which they do that every year anyway, because I don't understand the whole – I mean, I don't understand the whole thing about how you're going to wait till the last day to jump Miami over Notre Dame. I get it. They lost head-to-head. Notre Dame did. And I'm not – and like I said, I'm glad Miami got in. That's fine. I'm not saying that. But why are you going to wait till the last day? Why couldn't you do this like last week, the week before last?
Well, personally, I'm not a Notre Dame guy, okay? Never have been. I appreciate the hell out of them. They're up there in Indiana, but they're not the best team in the state by no means. Indiana's the best team in the state. But they have a tradition. They're blue blood, Catholic, the whole thing. But they never should have been where they were at. Like literally, what was it, 4 weeks into the season? And I'm like, how?
So rankings
everybody in front of them is undefeated. They've got 2 losses. How are they even there? So your point is correct. It doesn't make sense of how neither one of them played yesterday, but yet Miami jumps them.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, I have no problem with who's in and who's out, but it's just the fact you're going to wait till the last day to flip-flop them to save face for the ACC.
Well, and I have a problem with this. The conference champions get in, right? That's the word. That's what they tell us.
Well, the 5 highest ranked.
Okay, the 5 highest ranked conference champions.
Yeah.
Miami didn't win a conference championship. Notre Dame will never win one because they don't play a conference championship.
Yeah.
Duke won last night.
And see, that's the problem. I agree with what McElroy said. They need to change up the tiebreaker system or something. They need to do something different with tiebreakers for conference championship games. Because Duke was not the best team in the ACC. Let's just face it.
No, they were not.
So I mean, they just
But guess
there.
what?
They got there. They won.
They won the game they needed to win.
Yeah. So
you know, and ultimately, at the end of the day, I look at it like this: is that you've got about 4 teams got a fighting chance, in my opinion, maybe 5, got a fighting chance to win the damn national title. But these 2 lower level teams, man, I'm sorry. Now listen, I'm happy for those children, those kids playing. I'm happy for the damn coaches. One of them's damn coaches already took another job, but he's still going to coach them.
Both of them.
Both of them have? Okay.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, do you really think Tulane's going to put up? Y'all, it just doesn't make sense to me. And everybody's clamoring, now we need 16. Now we need 18. Now we need. No.
It's never going to be right, no matter what. It's never. It don't matter how many teams you have.
The way they select is the damn problem. The underwritten bylaws. But does anybody believe wholeheartedly that Texas Tech can beat a Georgia or Indiana or Ohio State? I don't. Yeah, they got a great defense.
I do.
I don't. I mean, Oregon's got a better chance than Texas Tech does, in my opinion. Now, hey, this is opinion based. You might like it, you might not, but that is my opinion. JMU and Ole Miss and Tulane, shit. Well, that's a lost cause. That's a lost cause. Miami, they're gonna get smoked against A&M, dude. They're gonna get absolutely, unless A&M lays an egg, which they have a tendency to do, to let people get ahead of them really fast. You know what I'm saying? But I personally, I think Miami's going to get boat raced against A&M.
Yeah, I don't.
Let's welcome everybody that's in here. TRD, what's up, Mike? How you doing? David Green, my friend. Chuck Burkett, welcome back. Welcome back. Who else is in here? I think we've already talked about the Hitter 420. Yeah. And Jackpot. He was in here. I don't know if he still is. But at the end of the day, here you go. Chuck says that he thinks Texas Tech has a much better chance than JMU and Tulane. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of pretty obvious, sir.
Yeah.
But it's just, to me, you know, we talked about it on your live yesterday. Did anybody think that politics and money would sway Duke? Right? Duke went out there and won the damn football game. They did what they were supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, you got a half-ass Miami team with Carson Beck as the quarterback, former Georgia quarterback. Everybody knows that. Leading it. And here they make it in and wasn't even in the championship game. Notre Dame gets left out, which I don't think Notre Dame should have been in there, but as high as they were to start with, it's kind of like Florida State, you know, a couple years ago. But here we are. This is what we have. Let me tell you who's going to win this championship. I can tell you 3 that's got a damn shot. I would put Georgia number 1. I would put Indiana number 2. And y'all might not like this. I don't even think Ohio State's got a damn shot. I put A&M and Ole Miss in front of them. And Bama, they have a tendency to lay an egg. But they also have the tendency to do great. I mean, you just don't know. That's the difference between Alabama today and what Alabama used to be under Saban. You don't know who the hell's going to show up. You know. That's my opinion on it. But I still think it's all bullshit. Just the way they do it. I mean, just because you win your conference playing in the Sun Belt, you earn a right. That does not make you one of the top best 12 teams in the country. It doesn't. But Indiana's got a damn shot. It's going to be Indiana or Georgia. I agree with you, David Green. That's who it's going to be. What do you think about that?
Well, me personally, I don't think it's going to be Indiana or Georgia. I don't think it's going to be Indiana and Georgia. I hate to say it, but I think it's going to be a rematch of the Big Ten championship game.
Bullshit.
You asked my opinion, I'm telling you my fucking opinion. It can't be Georgia and Indiana because they're playing in two different brackets. They won't meet. They have to meet.
I didn't say it's going to be them playing. I said it's going to be one of those two that win it all.
Oh, no. I think it's going to be Indiana, Ohio State. I think Ohio State's going to win it.
Wow.
Just my opinion based on what I saw.
Hey, I like it. I like it. And, you know, I like the difference of opinion.
I think Ohio State's beat Georgia, and I think Indiana will beat probably Oregon in the upper bracket.
Okay. All right.
That's just my opinion. I don't know. I mean, I like what Georgia did to Alabama yesterday. I do. That was cool, but I just think Ohio State's just a pretty complete team. And they're gonna be mad because they lost the Big Ten championship.
But at the end of the day, do you agree with me that the best top 12 teams in the country, that's not the best top 12 teams in the country? I mean, 3 of them right now I can throw out the window.
No, it's not the best top 12 team in the country. I said that earlier, but you have to if you're gonna make criteria, you're gonna make rules to get into a playoff, then they did it right. For the most part, the only thing that irritates me is the way they waited to the last day to put Miami in over Notre Dame. That's the only thing. No, I don't think James Madison can win a game. I don't think Tulane's going to win the game. I think Tulane has a better chance to win the game because of Kiffin's no longer there. It's Charlie Weiss calling the plays on offense and what's his name doing the defense, but I think Tulane has a better chance of winning that game than James Madison does against Oregon. But I mean, like I said, if you're gonna go by criteria, you got to stick to it. Don't leave a group of 5 team out because they won a champion or a conference championship when that's the rules to the highest ranked 5 conference championships. You can't penalize them you can't penalize them for something that you said in precedence. And
I agree. I agree with what you're saying. But
basically all this goes back to his rankings. The ranking system's jacked up.
Yes.
So
yes, I agree 100%.
We talked about that in the preseason whenever they put out the polls.
Yeah, the way the bylaws are written for the selection process, I can't wrap my head around how if you're I don't give a shit how many people's in the room. 4, 5, 10, 12, 30 that follow college football. You should go by 3 metrics. Wins and losses, that's number 1. Who have you played? Scheduling. Who have you beaten? That goes with number 2. And number 3, do you stand a chance against team X, Y, Z, A, B, C, and D? What are you putting on the field? It doesn't. I can't wrap my head around it. Now listen, I am not upset that Notre Dame is not in, but I am upset that Miami got in over Notre Dame because they went back to the head-to-head. I think Miami won by a field goal. Is that right?
Yeah, by a couple points, yeah.
They won by a field goal. But if you look at the strength of schedule, which would be number 2, Miami probably played maybe a tougher strength of schedule than Notre Dame. But at the end of the day, Notre Dame shouldn't have been where they were to start with. That's the problem. Back to your point. That's the problem.
It all goes back to rankings.
Yes.
That's all it goes back to.
But with all that being said, I just dropped the link. Anybody wants to give their opinion? Mike, I see you in here. Chuck Burkett, if you want to come in. David Green, if you want to come in. Gamecock. No, I was about to say Gamecock Chuck. You're in here. Jackpot. Anybody wants to jump in, jump in. And we'd love to hear y'all's opinion. But I have another question for you.
I mean, everybody's mad. Hold on a second. Everybody's mad about Alabama getting in. I mean, yeah, they did shit the bed against Florida State early in the season. I'm still trying to figure that one out. But I mean, they were in the top 10 in all the metrics. I mean, how if you go by analytics, you know, if you're an analytical person, then yeah, they should have been in because they check all the blocks. And they're like a top
But
10.
Chuck, didn't you also tell me yesterday when they were playing the game and I was on your live that they're not going to get in?
Did I say that?
Yes.
I don't remember. I say a lot of things I don't remember. I may have, but I'm just saying, if you're an analytical person, then yeah, Alabama should have got in. You shouldn't. I mean, the year before they didn't penalize SMU for playing in the conference championship. Why would they penalize Alabama? I mean, these people need to make sure they sticking to every rule they set whenever they select these teams.
I knew Alabama was going to get in because they get a damn nod at the cap just because of the name, because of the jersey they wear.
That could be true.
But at the end of the day, I'm sorry. I have nothing against Tulane or JMU. Nothing personally. Nothing but all due respect, to be honest. Bo, they ain't even gonna be in the damn football game. It's gonna be horrible. And damn Texas Tech, it's gonna be the same damn thing with them. I'm telling you, it's gonna get ugly before it gets good. I can tell you that. I can tell you. Vandy should have been in. Real USC said, "Hey, I can't argue with you about that." I would say, personally, okay, who did Bama beat?
Well,
one team. One team that was the decision maker, and they did it in Athens.
Yeah, if you go by the head-to-head, Vandy should have been in because they beat Bama beat Vandy. So if you go head-to-heads, you can't put them in if they lost to Bama. You can't say put Bama out and put Vandy in. That doesn't make no sense. They lost head-to-head. Regardless.
Well, I don't know. We all can sit here and argue, but I'm going to tell you this. I do think it should be an 18 playoff. 12 is a little extra with the bylaws they have written. Here's my thing: 8 teams, pick the top 8 teams in the country, let them go play. Don't do this conference champion bull job they got going on. That's the problem here. This conference champion bull job. But hey, it is what it is. If anybody wants to jump in, there's the link right there. Sports Talk with the Deal Maker. Y'all hit the link. Get in the backstage. I'll put you on stage, and we can have this open dialogue with y'all. With all of that being said, let's talk about South Carolina trying to hire an offensive coordinator. There's a lot of rumors going around. A lot of rumors that Kendall Browse might be the next offensive coordinator for the University of South Carolina, but I'm going to be honest with you, Chuck. I don't believe none of that to be true. I don't. I think the offensive coordinator is right now. He's an acting play caller, but he's happens to be a receivers coach. I think that's your next offensive coordinator.
For what team? Who's he the acting play caller for? What team?
Our team. And I'm talking about Mike Ferry.
So you agree with my video that Shane Beamer's going to pull a Houdini and let Fury be the offensive coordinator?
I agree 100%.
Man, if he does that, dude, they're going to be some pissed off motherfuckers. And I'll be one of them.
Well, let me ask you this. If you look at the history of his hiring process and who he hires, let's just talk about our staff. Let's just talk about the staff we have right now that's intact right now. You tell me how a Kendall Browse, any other coach, offense coordinator, whatever you want to call it, is going to come to a team that has an NFL pro-style offensive mentality, okay, that he's going to say, I want to coach for this guy. And then look at the staff that we have, this own staff. They all came from lower levels. Every damn one of them. We had a running backs coach that's been in the SEC. Well, he just got fired, rightfully so.
Yeah.
Had an offensive line coach. I still don't even know where that dude ever came from. He was Greg Atkins. I guess he just held the water bottle for Greg Atkins, and then he got promoted.
He comes from NC Central, I believe.
Okay, there you go, lower level. You've got Mike Shula. Okay, Mike Shula, everybody knows his past, NFL, Alabama, all the things, last name kind of fits. He's gone. You got Sean Elliott, which in my opinion should have been the head coach when Muschamp got hired. He's on staff. He came from Georgia State, but he was in the SEC under Spurrier for years. Mike Fury, however you want to say it. He was a head coach.
Limestone.
What was the name of the school he was at? I can't even remember the name of it. I mean, just a small school. Great damn dude.
Limestone.
Great receiver in the NFL. But we're hiring middle school teachers to coach in the big leagues. That's our problem. That's our problem. You hiring middle school teachers to be professors at college. That is what we do as a staff and who we have on staff.
Mm-hmm. Well, first of all, you got to change the mentality. You said something about a pro style mentality. Well, first of all, you got to change that if you want to change philosophies on offense. And I think it's going to be Kendall Browse. I do. I honestly do. And I don't know. You may have some inside information. I don't. Like I said, I don't have inside intel. But I'm
gonna tell you this. It's gonna be one of those two.
I can see your angle that Beamer would do something stupid like that. I could. I really could.
Here's my thing. If the world, and I mean ESPN, chat boards, Twitter, Facebook, if the world is making it known, which they are, the national media is making it known that South Carolina is targeting Kendall Browse.
Mm-hmm.
Why haven't we heard anything yet? Because normally when it gets leaked within 24 hours, it's done, right?
Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe because of college football playoff selection, championship Saturday. I don't know. Beamer might be at Kiowa Island. Who knows? Maybe he's waiting.
Don't get me started on that.
He might be at Kiowa Island. Who knows? But I don't know. I have a hunch it's going to be that, but then in the back of my mind, I feel like it could be Fury in the end, like I said. But I think he's going to come in if it is Browse. I think he's going to come in. I think he's going to bring Jimmy Smith as the running backs coach, who coached at Arkansas, coached Rocket Sanders. He coached at TCU with him. And I think he's going to bring that offensive line coach from TCU with him. So I think it's going to be a package deal, a 3-coach package deal. And that will change the philosophy and the mentality of the offense at South Carolina, because it ain't going to be a pro-style offense. It's going to be more of almost like an air raid style offense. A lot of RPOs, something that's going to fit if Sellers decide to come back. It's going to fit.
You say air raid, but I've done some research on his offensive play calling style. And he actually starts if you look at the most success that he's had, he actually starts it with a bruising run game with a dual threat quarterback, which we have.
Yeah.
A lot of people might call it air raid, but there's a reason why the air raid is available to happen.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. They say it's like an air raid, but more like a veer and shoot, kind of like what Tennessee does.
Yeah.
Spread you out, and do a lot of RPOs and things like that. So,
you can question his stops where he's been, rightfully so, because I even questioned it when I started doing the research on it. I questioned it, and I'm like, all right, let me look at this dude's past, his history. Where is he at? You know what I'm saying? And the more I started looking into it, I'm like, oh damn, he was at Arkansas when they had that big damn quarterback was
KJ.
Yeah. And I'm like, All right, I remember that. Well, why the hell did he leave? Well, supposedly he got kind of Lane Kiffined. Kind of like Oakland,
Uh-huh.
that the head coach came out and decided that he said he was going to get rid of him, but that was not the case. He got offered a job somewhere else, and he came back to Arkansas and said, hey, I'll stay with you if you match what they're giving me. But yet Sam Pittman came out on national television and said, no, I just let him go. But that wasn't the truth if you actually do your research on it. He technically wasn't let go. He got offered more money to go where he is now.
TCU, yeah.
And he came back and said, I want to stay here, but you need to match what they offered me. And they refused to do it. And Sam Pittman decided to part ways with him. And guess what? Since him and KJ Jefferson left, Sam Pittman got his behind fired by doing so. So I think he would be a great bonus to our offense. I think it would be a great hire. But Beamer's got to shut his mouth and get away from this pro-style offense.
And Beamer's got to let him call his plays. Beamer shouldn't have anything to do with the play calling. I mean, if you look at his numbers, he's up there about all the statistical categories as far as offensive. 425 yards per game. Hell, we barely see 300 yards this year, hardly. Outside of Coastal, and who was the other one? There was another one we had, whatever it was.
Was it SC State?
No, I think it was near the end of the year. It was right after Shula got fired. We hit 388, and we hit 500 against. It might have been. It was Texas A&M. We had 388, and then against freaking Coastal Carolina, we had 500 and something.
But my son brought up a great point to me, and anybody that knows us knows that we're diehard Gamecocks through and through, always have been, always will be. But my son looked at me and he said, Daddy, why are you so intense about who we hire as offensive coordinator? I said, because this matters. This is Beamer's last straw. He said, anybody's better than what we were this year.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm thinking? An 8-year-old just said that plays football himself. Anything's better than what we are. I mean, we're the laughing stock of the SEC, dude. That's how low we have become.
What did we average last year as far as points per game? Do you know?
I don't right off the top of my head.
Probably not that high. Probably about 20, maybe.
I would say somewhere between 20 and 25.
Okay, he averaged 31 points a game. And that's with they finished what, 8-4?
No. Are you talking about 2025 year?
Yeah, this year.
Oh, I thought you meant like last
this year.
Okay.
This year.
This year. I think we averaged somewhere around 19.
Yeah. And he averaged 31 with a shitty defense, and they finished 8-4. So,
all right, Chuck Burkett just said we averaged 22 points per game. Is that offensive points or points in general? There's a difference.
Yeah.
Because you got to take all the defensive scores, special team scores out of that, Mr. Chuck.
He had the ninth passing offense according to D1 stats. His rushing offensive numbers wasn't that great, I guess. They were 93rd. But, I don't know if that was a product of who he had on the roster or what. I don't know. I didn't watch a whole lot of TCU football, but.
Okay, so he said 22 points per game in general.
Yeah.
So if you take away a couple scores that was delivered either by special teams, we had 3 punts run back for touchdowns, had a couple pick sixes.
There were 6. There were 7 non-offensive touchdowns, I believe.
Yeah. So there you go. So that number would drop into the teens easily.
Yeah. So, and like I was saying, it could be a package deal if we get him. It could be the offensive line and the running backs coach. The running backs coach is from Darlington. So, he also coached at Arkansas, like I said, with Rocket. And he may be wanting to try to get closer to home. So I can see him coming along with him. And the offensive line coach ain't that bad. They only gave up 19 sacks this year. What did we give up? 43?
Gosh, worst in the country.
Yeah, we're dead near last in sacks allowed. So
we had a 3 year 3-year stint for being worse than the country giving up sacks. So
Yeah, we gave up probably about 160 sacks since Beamer's been here, 200 at least.
hey, Todd Gwynn, how you doing, good buddy?
So we'll see. Like I said, I wouldn't be shocked if Mike Fury is the OC. Just like I said in that video, I think it'd be something Beamer would do and then come straight to us and lie to us that, we had all kind of candidates beating down the door wanting this job, but he figured Mike Fury was the guy. He was a better candidate, a better fit. So
he might even tell you he called I don't know, Mike Thomason, and Mike Thomason said he's the guy for you. You know what I mean? He loves to throw out NFL coaches and past NFL coaches of why he justified his hire. He did that with one Dow Loggins.
Yep. So it would not surprise me one bit if that was the case. But hopefully we'll hear something this week, man. That's what I'm hoping.
My thing is, if you're targeting a guy, he's interested, you're interested. You get into conversations, right? You say, all right, well, let's do this damn thing. I'm going to give you $1.3 million a damn year to be our offensive coordinator. When the whole national media starts reporting this Thursday, here it is Sunday, and there's still nothing, to me, it's a smokescreen.
Could be, yeah. You might be right. I mean, I don't know.
How many targets other than Lane Kiffin? You got to leave his ass out of the equation. How many targets did the national media start reporting that it didn't come true within 24 hours? You know?
Yeah. I forgot what I was going to say now.
But I dropped the link again. If anybody wants to get in, we would love to hear your opinion of the CFP selection committee. The 12 teams are going to be playing for the playoffs. Also, if you're in here, you're probably a Gamecock fan. We'd love to hear your opinion on South Carolina woes and who they're going to hire for offensive coordinator. Because, hold on a minute, Chuck Burkett said, I'm on my P's and Q's today. Deal maker, no tongue lashings. Oh, okay. If you took what I said as a tongue lashing, I am sorry. I didn't mean it that way. I just felt like you knew half of the facts. I had to give you all of them.
Yeah. Justin thinks Browse will be in the building Tuesday. So, and somebody made a good point. We do need to make this happen before the damn transfer portal.
Hell yes.
It opens January 2nd, or 3rd, whatever it is.
Hell yes. And here's the thing. If y'all think that Lane Kiffin ain't on the telephone with recruits or with people on other teams, he got $25 million plus. $25 million is announced. It ain't telling the 10 or 12 other million he's got to pay players. Y'all crazy as hell.
Yeah, so we definitely need to get that hire locked down quick. And it would, like you said, I don't think it would take much. I mean, hell, he only makes $1 million at TCU, so just offer, like you said, offering about 1.3, 1.4, somewhere like that. And see if that'll get him here.
Yeah, Carolina Titans said, I think they got it right. What do you mean? The playoff committee got it right?
I think so.
Really? Do you really think that the Green Wave Tulane or James Madison stands a chance to win a damn game? You really think that? You really think that against top-notch opponents? That's the Sun Belt. Man, they might as well have it at the local high school because that's the only person they got a chance against.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a whole different level, my friend. I'm sorry.
Hey, let's say this. By the committee's rules, they got it right. Reality is not right.
Correct.
Because there's no way that them teams are going to compete. So by the rules, they got it right.
But who in their right mind puts the rules in place, the bylaws in place, to think that they even stand a chance in hell against the greatest teams in the country. It makes no sense. None of it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I mean, you're setting those teams up to get hurt.
Yep.
They're going to get embarrassed, and players are going to get hurt.
Yeah, so he agrees with me. By the rules, it's right, but not realistically, it's not right.
No.
So
you want to share your opinion? What's up, Ryan? Cocky Ryan's in the house. Anybody wants to share their opinion, I'm going to drop the link again. Y'all please get in. Hey, whether you agree or disagree with us, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Get in. Let's hear your opinion.
And Justin makes a good point. All the TCU's fans are wanting Kendall out of there. So,
yeah, I was reading that, and I can't wrap my head around why. Is there something that I'm not reading? I mean, the offense that he puts up, it doesn't justify.
It's the defense, man. Yeah, it's like Rooster said. It's the defense. You put up 31 points a game, you should be winning games. It's the defense that let them down. If they're mad about anybody, they should be mad with the defensive coordinator. 31 points a game should win you football games. In the Big 12, it should win you football games. It's the defense.
So you're saying they're pinning it on the wrong person?
Yeah.
Okay, it's kind of like South Carolina fans. We always pin it on the offense coordinator, defense coordinator, but we never pin it on the head coach that actually hires the people and lets them stay in position, not doing their damn job.
Yeah, they're horrible on passing defense. They're pretty okay on rush defense, but outside of that, they're not that good defensively. And I mean, you can't hold the offense accountable for the defense. It's kind of like us. We blame it'd be like us blaming freaking the offense for the defense giving up the game. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we have all done that except me and you.
Yeah.
We have done that. Oh, that play call was so damn horrible, such and such and such. Well, guess what? The offense didn't give up 27 damn points. The defense did. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, if we're gonna holler and clamor and beat a drum, well, let's beat the drum to the right tune.
And Justin,
why don't we hold the head coach accountable, because he's the one that put him in the damn position?
Yeah, and Justin makes a good point. Sonny Dykes is the offensive play caller at TCU. Let's face it, he's just like who's that? Dabo? Don't Dabo meddle in Garrett Riley's offensive play calling?
That's the rumor, and I believe it to be true.
Yeah, that's the rumor. That's what I'm saying. Same thing with Sonny Dykes. I mean, hell, if you got a head coach overriding the play caller and he doesn't get the job done, of course you're going to blame the play caller because the play didn't work. It's just like us. We'll throw Mike Shula if freaking Shane Beamer's the one that called the stupid play.
And at the end of the day, I hate to tell everybody this, anybody with two working brain cells knows that Steve Spurrier called his plays. Yeah, we had an offense coordinator. We had G.A. Mangus. But, who was really calling the plays? Steve Spurrier.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you can't hold a man accountable if he's not the one have the final say. It's like they said, they throw in the blame at the wrong guy. I think they're stupid for wanting him out of there, but that's just my opinion. If they fix the defense and Sonny Dykes lets him call offense, I think they'd be okay.
Well,
but it's kind of like Steve Spurrier. He's at that point where he thinks he's, I guess, the smartest guy out there, and he's going to call his play, and that's how it's going to be. And same thing with TCU.
So let me ask you this question.
So,
ultimately, in my opinion, I think Beamer's going to go back to the safe hire. Cockaboo's conductor just entered to the backstage. Never been on here before. We're about to put you in. But I think Beamer's going to go with the safe hire, and it's going to be Mike Furry. Welcome to the stage, Cockaboo's conductor. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great. Can you guys hear me?
Oh, yeah. We got you.
All right. Well, I'm driving. I'm in Texas right now, and I'm driving on the interstate. So I just, if something happens or something, I'm driving. I'll try to call back in. Thank you for taking me. I got a question, or not a question. I got something to say about the way that college football needs to progress. with this
All right.
whole college football playoff system.
I'd
I
love to hear
don't
what you got.
understand. I don't understand why this weekend we didn't take the 20 teams. Excuse me, not the 20. There's 8 teams that played in the Power 4 conference championship games, right? There were 8 teams.
Yep.
2 for each one of the 4 conferences. So if they take the other, you take the others, you got to do the math in my head. 12 teams, the other 12 teams that were in the top 20 that did not make the conference championships, and I don't know why they didn't make them all play each other. They could have made them all play them this week. So, who is the top team that did?
I'm tracking what you're laying down here. Keep going.
Oregon would have played somebody, and I don't have the numbers. I'm driving, I don't have it, but Oregon would have played somebody like Missouri or something like that, and then Ole Miss would have played somebody like Arizona State or something. I don't know how you start around Tennessee or something like that. I don't know how it all goes down. Vandy would have played A&M, something like that. It would have went down the line just like that. You would have played whoever the top seed that didn't make the conference championship play the 20th seed or something like that didn't make the conference championship, and then you just kind of go like that. We could have had a whole slate of games this week, and then the college football committee would have known a whole lot more than what they know. Notre Dame would have played somebody. Miami would have played somebody. This would have been like top 15 matchups they would have had to play. And then you would have had a whole lot more knowledge about what was going to happen as far as who really was the better teams. I don't know why they didn't take that opportunity. And then the bye weeks would have actually meant something for the 4 teams that are going to get the byes, because everybody would have played.
Cockaboose Conductor, what's your real name? Do you want me to call you Cockaboose? What's your real name?
Yeah, Cockaboose. Just call me Cockaboose.
Okay.
That's fine.
All right. I do not hate what you're saying. Now, your comparison of matchups are a little off. I get that, but I understand you're driving down the road. But I don't hate what you're saying, where you're getting here, because I agree with you. If Miami is not an ACC title game, well, we all know Notre Dame, they're not even in a conference. Why not let them play this Saturday and see who's the best? You know, I agree with you 100%, but I also think about it as you have to look at it as business too. Would it benefit for what you just said to happen? I think it would. That would bring more eyeballs to the sport, more revenue to the sport. Is he gone?
No, I'm here. Can you hear me? Okay. I might be going in and out, but I'm here.
Yeah, but I agree with you 100%. The scheduling and who they put, competing against each other, that would be a little bit confusing, I think. But at the end of the day, it's a multi-billion-dollar 5-month sport, and I think that would just bring more excitement, more eyeballs to it. No different than I also agree that we should play preseason games that don't matter.
I don't understand how it'd be confusing. Bring back the old BCS computer standings, and just it goes by that. It goes by the old BCS computer rankings, and you just pair them. There's no emotion in it. There's no deciding. It's just you just look at them and here are the numbers. Here's how they came out. Because at that point you're getting. Go ahead.
I don't. Now listen. When I said it could be confusing, I'm not saying your theory is confusing. What I'm saying is the bullshit that we're hearing now about the 12-team playoff that I think are all legit arguments would be the same damn argument for yesterday. Does that make sense what I'm trying to say? People would argue
right now
such and such shouldn't be playing such and such.
Right now you just got politics. I mean, I don't know what the agendas are that are going behind the scenes, but there are agendas that are going on behind the scenes. And I don't know, and it looks like the agenda that won out this time was let's punish Notre Dame for not being in the conference. But there's other agendas that could have existed too. I mean, it just depends on Last year it wasn't that way. I don't know. I don't know if Greg Sankey's back here telling everybody, hey, if you leave Alabama out, or if you don't, if you do something like that, I'm gonna tell you right now, the SEC is gonna take our ball and we're gonna start our own little league. And you all can.
Cockaboose, let me tell you something, friend. You follow the money, you'll find the damn answer. Because I can promise you, all of what you just said is probably happening.
That's right. And I'll tell you what, I don't know why the Big 12, the SEC, and the Big 10 don't all get together at the end of this year. And I know you're going to say it's money, and they have to think about their network partners, especially ESPN, when we're talking about the SEC, especially. But I don't know why they don't really push, and they may, and who knows what goes on behind the scenes. They tell the ACC and Notre Dame to figure out a way for Notre Dame to join that conference next year, because the ACC is an absolute joke right now.
No, it's trash. It is trash.
It's an absolute joke. And Notre Dame, if they ever want to be considered seriously for a playoff contention like this, they need to join a conference like everybody else in Power 4 football. They got to join a conference. They can't keep being their own.
I want you to wrap your head around this, Cockaboose. Think about what I'm about to tell you. The number 6 team in the country is the Ole Miss Rebels. Their head coach is gone, but their play caller is coming back to call the plays, okay? Their defensive coordinator is now the head coach. They're playing a team in the national playoffs, 12-team playoffs for college football, a team that they paid $500,000 to come play them in the regular season and beat them by 30-some points. Wrap your head around that.
I caught some of what you said. I'm sorry it went out a little bit, but I got your gist. The thing is this right here. I don't care how it seems to me those 3 conferences got together and made it happen. NBC and ESPN would get together and figure out a way. They did it already to some degree, because Notre Dame has that little deal with the ACC where they play 5 teams. So they had to figure out where, like, the home games go to NBC for Notre Dame and the road games go to ESPN, ACC, whatever. And it's like, I don't care how you figure it out. I don't care how the money works up until 2031 or 2036. Whatever the year is on this part, for the next few years, whenever that is, you guys figure it out however it needs to happen. But if you don't, and Notre Dame does not join the ACC in football, then you're not part of our playoff system. Notre Dame and ACC, neither of you are part of are going to be part of our playoff system. None of you will be invited. And the Big Ten and the SEC could do that. They're powerful enough. If they got together, they could do that.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you.
Oh yeah,
I'm with you 100%. But ultimately, at the end of the day, the big swingers are making it happen. Somebody just mentioned this. Makes a lot of damn sense. As long as NBC pays Notre Dame like $60 million a year for broadcasting rights, Notre Dame will not break out into a conference where they split the money. Hey,
that contract's going to end someday, and if Notre Dame doesn't, they're never going to be worth that kind of money ever again. So I mean, it's just
I don't think they're worth that kind of money.
They got to be able to see beyond. They're going to get left behind.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you know what the problem is? The problem is they shouldn't have been ranked where they were to start with. If they hadn't been ranked, kind of like Florida State, when Florida State got left out, being undefeated. If they hadn't have been ranked where they were, you've got to take the personal opinions off the table. You've got to take the national television contracts off the table and look at X's and O's, Jimmy's and Joe's, and wins and damn losses. That's it.
I agree with that. You gotta. That's what I'm trying to say. It just needs to be on the field, and you can still play these 9-game conference schedules, and do all that. And I think at some point they're going to expand it to even more. I think at some point, and they better do it probably before unions start getting involved and they start getting player associations where they have now to go through the player associations like the NFL. But I'm going to say that at some point they're going to go to 14 games a year.
Well, it's
regular
funny you
season.
brought that up. It's funny you brought that up. You know that's going to happen, right?
Just like the NFL is trying to go to 18 games. They already went to 17 games a couple years ago, and now they're going to go to 18 because it's just money. But they have to fight. The problem with them is they have to fight with the NFL Players Association. But now, college football don't have to worry about that.
Not yet. But as long
Not
as the
yet.
money's
That's the
circling,
point. Yeah.
you got these agents out here. They're gonna hire some lawyers. These agents, most of them are lawyers, and they're gonna be like, hey, we can start an association and we can control the whole damn league, you know?
Well, that's the thing, though. Right now, they don't have to worry about that. So I'm surprised they're not making a move quicker. I really am surprised. Sankey ain't pushing that because, I mean, that's a lot of money you're talking about. The 2 extra regular season games.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't understand. Then you have like 10 conference games, but man, that's going to be a gauntlet. I mean, but these conferences are getting so big, you're almost going to have to do that. I mean, at some point.
But here's the thing, Cockaboose. Here's the one thing all of us forget. Every damn one of us. We all forget this.
Yeah.
These are college students. They don't walk in the building at 8 and leave at 8 at night because they're making $20 million a year like the NFL. These are still college students.
Uh-huh. They're professionals though now. They're no longer amateurs. They're professionals. So
well, pre-professional, yeah, minor leagues, yeah, you're right.
Still professionals. They get paid for it. They get paid a lot more money than the average person does in many cases for what they do.
Oh, yeah.
And guess what?
So it's
They could be dumb as a box of rocks and can't spell Kool-Aid, but they still gonna walk away with a damn degree and got paid while they was there.
yeah. And I'll tell you, I think eventually, and we can get into the weeds on some of this. I keep going on some of this stuff. At some point, I think you're going to see a model shift in college football anyway, to where you're going to see owners. You're going to see people that rich billionaires and stuff. They're going to buy the rights from the university to own the teams. I think it's going to get so weird for the universities and stuff to kind of manage on their own. They're going to have an outside third party come in and just buy the rights to the team. Well, and then they really
I hate to tell you this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's called the University of South Carolina, University of Texas, University of Alabama, Oklahoma, Auburn, whoever the hell you want to think.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, there's only a couple of big swingers at the table that make all the damn decisions. You understand me?
Yeah.
That's already happening. You know?
That's true to some degree. Yeah, the boosters and stuff. I mean, it's a handful of boosters that kind of run it. You're to a degree, you're right about that. But I don't know how much money they make. I'm sure they get something in return for that. But I mean, at some point, I think they're going to try to turn it into a for-profit venue because there's so much money out there, and it's going to be very hard for the colleges to manage. I mean, we haven't even begun to really go down some of the legal issues that we're going to start seeing. I mean, I'm surprised people haven't talked about all these issues with like Title IX and how that's going to play in when they start giving college this $20 million a year that each college has decided they're going to give out of their proceeds to their athletes. They agreed with Congress.
The only way I see us keeping this is a college football industry.
Yeah.
Is that they put someone in charge over Greg Sankey, over every, commissioner of every conference.
Yeah.
That loves college football. Hey, and I would vote, hey, put Nick Saban and Steve Spurrier in charge of that shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean, technically you have that. Everybody keeps saying that. isn't that the NCAA president? But right now the NCAA doesn't have any power.
No, they got power over basketball. They ain't got power over football.
Right, but I mean, technically we have one of those. It's just there's no power there. So, I mean, because the SEC, really the SEC, in my opinion, but the SEC, and if you insist, and maybe the Big Ten, kind of control college football right now.
They do. Both of them together.
So
they do.
They have so much power over it.
But guess what? The Group of Five must have some damn power to put in the damn bylaws. The 2 Group of 5 schools just made it into the damn playoffs.
I don't believe that's it. I don't think that's it at all. I think what they did there to let the G5 participate because they didn't want lawsuits, and they just kind of play it out for a little bit, give them something to keep them quiet, because they didn't think it was going to turn into what it's turned into, and it's going to be rectified. They're not going to be. You're not going to take these G5 teams. Are not going to take 2 spots from I think we're going to go to more spots anyway.
But hold on a minute. You said you don't believe they have power, but you also said they give them the positions, the spots to keep them quiet because they don't want to get sued. So that means they have power. They have actually said, if you don't let us in, we're going to sue you for being monopolistic.
Yeah. Well, maybe I didn't choose the right term. I think they're figuring out a way the big conferences are figuring out a way to deal with this piecemeal. Maybe it's not that the power, it's that they don't have time right now to deal with it. Just keep everybody satisfied right now the best you can, because I'll tell you what's holding everything up. We talk about all this stuff, and I'm going to tell you what's holding everything up right now, and that's the ACC's grant of rights. Because when that ends, the whole thing completely changes. It all changes.
I will agree with you there.
Yep.
And once again, to get back to why doesn't the Big Ten and the SEC tell Notre Dame to join the ACC right now? Because I really believe, and they actually, years ago, when I was in college, they actually had a conference. I remember they went to London for this, the Big Ten conference, tried to get Notre Dame to join the Big Ten. And the Big Ten, I think, really wants Notre Dame. And I think the first hurdle you get is get Notre Dame comfortable with being in a conference first. And then when the ACC blows up, Notre Dame's already used to being in a conference. And I don't think it's going to be a hard.
Well, guess what? The ACC also went after Notre Dame. They actually joined the conference for some sports, but Notre Dame was smart enough to say, y'all about to implode. We can see that coming.
Either Notre Dame was smart enough or the ACC was stupid enough or whatever. The ACC had a hand to play in 2020, and they could have really forced Notre Dame's hand when COVID hit. And Notre Dame didn't have a schedule. They couldn't play football. And the ACC could have really bent the screws on Notre Dame if they wanted to. Really pressured them, said, we'll let you play 2020 with us, but you're going to have to join our conference. And that's the only way you can play in 2020. You have to join our conference. And they chose not to do it for whatever reason.
Well, I agree with everything you got to say, man. We appreciate the hell out of you. First time
I appreciate you guys
on this channel. Please go join the channel if you're not, but obviously you
I think I am, but yeah.
You probably are. But man, you call in anytime. I love your perspective. They gave a lot of people that's watching right now, that's going to watch this, a lot to think about. And I agree, man. I can't disagree with you. I can't.
Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate you too, Jordan. And we'll talk about the Gamecocks some point. That's what I care about most. So at some point we'll talk about them. But right now we down bad. So we're down bad. Not much to talk about right now.
All right, brother. We appreciate you.
All right, y'all take care. Have a good day.
You too, man. Thank you.
I'll see you.
There y'all go. That was a cockaboose. What do y'all think of his opinion? Chuck, what do you think? You didn't say much there, but the man made a lot of great points, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, he did. He did. And I think everybody's been harping on the whole Notre Dame joining a conference for a while now. But like they mentioned in the comments, $60 million is hard to give up to join the conference when you got all the TV rights. You got all the money flowing in. It's kind of hard to just want to, split up money. I guess greed is the ultimate contribution to keep Notre Dame out of the conference. I guess. So, I mean,
that gives you a lot to chew on. That was a different perspective of the way that I see it, but I can't disagree with anything that Cockaboose had to say.
Yeah.
And ultimately, at the end of the day, I think he's right. I do. I think he's right. But I wasn't trying to beat him up, and I hope he didn't take it that way. When I was talking about the group of five having power, and he thought that they didn't have power, but yet they're holding, ultimately that means power.
Yeah.
There is too much money, but the group of five doesn't make anywhere close to the amount of money. So I don't understand, other than being super monopolistic practices, I don't understand why that's even in the bylaws of the committee.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't get it. Well, gentlemen, we appreciate everybody that's been in here. Appreciate your opinion. Cockaboose Conductor, we appreciate you, man. We're going to wrap this thing up. And as always, please hit the thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to Gamecock Chuck, you're missing out. I'm Sports Talk with the Deal Maker. If you're not subscribed to me, I'm trying to get there. I just started this channel back in October. It's done well, and I appreciate everybody, but we want to keep it growing. Gamecock content weekly between the two of us. We're coming into basketball season. We got a lot to say about that.
Mm-hmm.
But right now it's football. Unfortunately, our Gamecocks are not even in the conversation. But we're gonna start expanding into basketball, men's, women's, and baseball, and talk about who our clown head coach is going to hire as offense coordinator.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, Chuck, what you got to say?
I was going to say, hopefully we got some good content coming up this week with the possibility of an OC hire or a promotion. And God forbid if it's a promotion, because there's going to be a whole lot of angry videos being thrown out on YouTube this week. So either way, it's probably going to be good content. So
yep, you might even get a video with me starting it off like that.
So yeah, it's going to be it should be an interesting week for that. And like you said, we're going to be full swing in baseball and football, or not football, basketball, men's and women's. So yeah, looking forward to the rest of this season as far as on here.
And we thank everybody that's been in here: Chuck Burkett, Justin Langford, all the things. Carolina Jackpot got in here. Ryan got in here. Of course, one of the real USC, one of our great good buddies, Todd Gwynn, David Green, one of the best. Loves to talk shit to me all the time. Carolina Titan, all of y'all. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate you. And again, hit the thumbs up, share the video. We appreciate it. And go join our channels if you're not already, and share it with other people if you know.
Leave a comment if you're watching this back, or if we get off and you want to leave a comment and talk about it. Leave a comment after the fact. So
yeah.
That way we get y'all's opinion, because I know sometimes we end these videos and people get on here and want to leave their thoughts and everything, and so.
Yep. It's Sunday at 3:43, and I expect that we'll hear an offensive coordinator hire probably within the next 24 to 48 hours. And y'all join back to these two channels. We'll probably even drop a live and talk about it. But
it depends on what time of day it is. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Talk to y'all later.
Appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.
And we thank you.